Hi, this is Simon Chan and welcome to my network marketing training. Today's question comes from for confidentiality. I'm not going to use the real name, but let's just call him Mr. Riviera from Dominican Republic. Okay, and the reason I don't use her name is some sensitive stuff here. So this is actually a long email. So this is more about a leadership issue here. She says, "Hi Simon, your 5 steps have been very helpful. As I was telling you, here in the Dominican Republic, we've been expanding USANA for over 2 years and 3 months. Okay, you're one of the first associates. You're earning weekly. Okay, one of the challenges here are you have 3 people on the side and they don't really communicate well to their prospects. So I do their presentations most of the time because people like listening to me. They say you're gonna do it for me every time. The other 2 on my side, they've been doing USANA for over a year and a half. They really want to grow, but it's a part of their personality. I talk a lot of the trainings, but I feel like I'm stuck. It's about, you say in your first video, 5-star prospecting workshop is to sell the meeting. But the downlines are not new to this. I need time to work with my new associates. I feel they're not leaders yet I'm worried about their downlines. What should I do?" All right, so it seems like in the email that you're spending a lot of time helping your downlines, and we know the most valuable thing in the world is time, right? You're consumed by helping them, supporting them, doing meetings, and it's important, for them to bring prospects to you. And it seems like they're doing that, but because you're doing that, but you don't have any time for anything else to grow your team. So I think this business is about leadership. And you've been able to help your team, or you're helping your team doing the meetings. But sooner or later, they need to understand that if they want to grow and make the big income, they got to do the presentations themselves. It cannot just be you. It cannot be you babysitting. So it really is a test of your leadership and how you train your team. Okay, so what you need to do is you got to start training them to do their own presentations. Now, if you're going to tell them to do the presentations, it's going to be very intimidating. They maybe upset you, and that's not the way to do it. The key way to do it is you got to make it gradual transition. So maybe you do it slowly, you slowly. So what I normally do is, if you are working in my organization, and initially, of course, I'm doing the whole presentations. After 4 or 5 times. And the key is, I tell you, you have to pay attention when I'm presenting. Not you texting on the phone and doing something else. You need to be paying attention to me so that you're learning. So we talked about this when you're attending a presentation. It's not just sitting there being bored. Because if you're bored, that's the impression you give to other people. You got to be paying attention and actually be excited about the business and learning. Watching. It's like watching a movie many times. Every time you watch a movie, you're basically learning what the movie is. So you can kind of tell the story, right? So when you are presenting, make sure they are paying attention so they're learning how to present as well. And maybe after the 5th one, you have them do part of the presentation. So of course, not the whole thing. Maybe, if your presentation is maybe 5 different parts of it, maybe first of all, they got to be sharing the story. Right, from the get-go, have them share why they joined USANA, or maybe or one thing they learned about the business that helped them out. Let them share a little bit. So it gets them used to speaking at the meetings. So you can talk about everything else, but have them share about the story, whether it's part of the business, what's done for you, what about the products, or what they have learned, something. Okay. In my presentations, I'll always have some of my downlines share different parts. Different parts of the presentation. So if I'm presenting the group presentation, a different person will give a testimony about the products. Someone different will be talking about the business, how it helped them financially. Another person can share a little bit about the what they've learned. Okay, those are the 3 major benefits: the health product, the products, the business, the money side, and what they learned. Now, so afterwards, so they're used to speaking. I would normally find out what part they're most comfortable with, and they must do the presentation. Okay, so maybe, again, they like to talk about skincare, because that's their part. So I talk about the whole presentation. When it comes to skincare, it's their turn to present. They present that part, and then I fill in the rest. So I may do 80% of it, they do 20%. Now, the one important thing to write this down is really important, is when they do that, make sure you let them know that you'll be listening closely And if you feel that they are missing something, you will fill in for them. So why do this? Because this way you would, they feel that if sometimes people feel that, oh, I'm going to miss something important, I'm going to screw it up, not do a good presentation, and this fear holds them back. But by you telling them, don't worry about it, if you miss anything out, I'll be there to fill it in. They know that they're not going to screw up and make a mistake, because if I leave something important or I'm nervous, I forget something, you will come in and just fill in for me. So that makes them feel a lot more comfortable. Okay, so maybe the first time they do maybe just about a skincare part. Later on, they take a bigger role. Maybe they do more about 2 products. Okay, and maybe later on they do a compensation plan. So slowly, initially you do like 100% to share the story, then they maybe do 20%, then slowly they do 40%, 50%, 70%, until they can do the whole presentation. And every time after you finish, you give feedback on what they, again, when you give feedback, what they did well, what they could be better on, and then you end on a good note, what they did well again, something they did well, so they feel good, and how they can improve next time. Okay, so that's what I need. And if people refuse to do that, then you just have to be stern. You're the leader. You ask yourself, like, your team is stuck, the same people. It's leadership. Leadership is leading by example. You need to go out and bring in new blood, new associates. That you can't be afraid of losing your downlines. That's the wrong mindset of law of scarcity, right? If you're afraid of less, then that's the scarcity. That's what you get. But if you believe in the law of abundance, there's plenty of people out there. That's where you get the abundance. So you can't be afraid that some of these downlines, you may lose them. They may. I had to lose a lot of money, and I'm honest to say I lost lots of downlines, to gain good leaders up there. And because the people some people are just not, you provide them opportunity, they're just not ready for the journey. Yeah, but you still help them. Maybe they wanted their products, and maybe it's not the right time for them. But when they're ready, they will come back. But I will focus on bringing new people. Stop consuming about the old downlines don't do much. They are your new leaders out there. You got to think about it. You've been to convention. There's so many good leaders out there. They're out there on the streets. But the next Simon Chan is out there. Maybe you even met him today, walking in front of you. But you're so busy thinking about your downlines, you didn't even have time to talk to them. And that's why you are where you're at. And that's the attitude you gotta have. Time is precious. For those downlines, and these downlines, you still support them by the group meetings, but you can't be spending too much time on them. If they're not hesitant to take that big leadership role, then it's fine. You can still bring meetings, but you can't put too much time into them. Okay, and I know you have like a negative, you said you had a negative husband too. I'm sorry to hear that. Unfortunately, a lot of times the people who are closest to you are the ones that are most negative. For a variety of reasons, they also know you too well. So that is, that's why it's very important to be listening to the audios, reading the blogs, listening to the tapes, watching the videos, things to stay positive. Okay, because there are people who are a lot successful. So I think that's the advice I'll give. Think about it, apply it, let me know how it works, especially with the presentations. Get your downlines to start doing part of them. Like a little bit, and gradual. Remember, it's got to be gradual, not sudden. No one likes sudden changes. Gradual changes, and let me know how it goes. And you may be surprised. Some would be very excited to step up, and some would not. You just gotta go and bring new prospects. You cannot. I'll share something with you, right? I've been in business for almost 10 years. My first 20 associates, first 30 associates in the business, 28 quit. 2 have become basic customers. 1 does a little bit. 1 basically a customer. 1 does a little bit. And 1 is a superstar. But that 1 superstar does more than all 30 people combined. Right? So you just got to keep moving on. Don't worry about the people that don't do much. Your leaders out there. But you just got to go find them. And this business is about constantly building, and bringing new people in. All right, I hope that helps. Let me know how it works and how it goes with the training team. So that's it for today's training. This is Simon Chan, and if you're interested in my coaching program, go down there. People who do coaching, they can ask me any question every week. So that's about it. Hope this training is helpful. Take care. See you guys next time.